YouTube, we are back. It's a beautiful Sunday here on a long weekend. I'm recording this the day before uploading it because I'm a slacker, but it's a beautiful day. It's like 8:40 on the dot in the morning, and it is beautiful out here. It's like barely 70 degrees. Honestly, I could be in a hoodie and be just fine, but it feels great even with a t-shirt. So we're just out here squidding it up. I got some stuff I want to talk about, and more importantly, I just want to ride, man. Sheesh. I got a couple things I want to talk about. Really, I just have one thing I want to talk about, but we all know how I am. It's going to turn into a couple things because I'll be a scatterbrain guy. Is a DRZ400 a good first motorcycle? I made a video similar to this on the Grom, and it honestly did very well. It's still like, it still has traction. It's got like almost 70,000 views on it or something like that now. Crazy. I figured I've kind of put enough miles on this now and got well acquainted with it enough to where I can make this video, so that's what we're doing. First things first, is the DRZ400 a good beginner slash starter bike? In my opinion, it's perfect. It's a bike that has enough power to where, you know, you could get yourself in trouble, but it's also like a bike that it doesn't have enough power to where you can really get yourself in too much trouble, in my opinion. Now, you give this to the wrong person, in my eyes, anyone can get themselves in trouble on a bike. It's not too hard to do, so you just got to, you know, you got to respect these things. End of the day, these are machines. I know it's just the street legal dirt bike basically, but anything is dangerous to the wrong person, so keep that in mind. I think this bike is perfect for somebody who is, you know, maybe not wanting to go fast, or not so much all about, you know, like the highway runs and stuff like that, because to be honest, man, that's the last place a beginner used to be, is on a freaking highway. But what do I know? This thing still has enough power to where if you need to get out of the way or something, or you need to whatever, you know, you got the power to do it. You know, that's one thing with the Grom that I honestly did not like at all, especially for newer riders. Those things had no balls or anything to get up out of the way if need be. And you don't think you need that. That sounds crazy, I know. But until you're in a situation where you literally need to get out of the way and you need power for it, you realize the Grom's useless for it. And it's kind of sketchy. It's not a good feeling. I'm not saying the Groms are a bad starter bike at all, by any means. But you also got to understand that that power is useful sometimes. So I'm gonna hop off the bike for a second. I'm gonna take some pictures and whatnot here, but I just wanted to kind of like double touch on that. So what I'm saying by like having the power, while a Grom, yes, is perfect to start on, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously I did it, I turned out all right. In my opinion, the power is one of the Grom's biggest letdowns. Understand that like having power is such a big play on like keeping you safe, because obviously out here in the streets we can't control what all these drivers are gonna do. Like, we don't even, majority of the time we don't even know, you know, until it's either A, too late, or B, like we're about to die. Obviously the more you ride, the better you can kind of judge cars and kind of judge like what people are thinking about what they're gonna do. God, that was worded terribly. You can really learn body language from people the longer and longer you ride. To me, it's kind of common sense. Like, I can, even just driving in my car, there's so many times like people just cut me off and I saw it coming from a mile away. Just having power to be out of the way and get up out of the way is beyond helpful. So that's number one for me, just having power. I drug this on for way too long for just being the first one. Dear Lord, this is gonna be a long video, guys. I'm sorry. bad. That, oh my god, look at that C8. Hold up, dude. That's bad. Dude. That's nuts. That thing got smacked. Or did the smacking, one of the two. I believe this here bike is a good bike for you. Simply because it's so heavy. You know, if you get used to toting around something as heavy as this thing, it's not like it's the heaviest bike out there by any means at all. But for what it is, it's freaking heavy. You know, if you can get used to that weight and everything, in my opinion, I think you're going to be comfy on just about anything. For me, it was one of the weirdest things to learn. Just because, you know, coming from the Grom, obviously that thing is just a freaking paperweight. Which is, you know, perfect to start out on. But in my opinion, man, having something with a little weight, having something you got to kind of actually think about how you're riding and what you're doing, I think that's good for you, man. I think it makes you a better rider, and like what each input you're giving is going to do, I think that makes you a better rider, man. I really do. You know, obviously the Grom is perfect. You know, you can figure out, you know, the mechanical side of things, and you don't have to focus so much on the bike itself because it's so small. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword in my opinion, because I came from the Grom to this, and honestly it was like a whole new bike. And obviously it is. You know, I got my M endorsement and I went through the Harley dealership, so I rode a what do you take that test on? A Street 500 for a whole weekend. And the first day was kind of different, but it honestly didn't take me a full day to get used to the thing. This thing, I had to take it out at least 3 or 4 times before I was like full-blown used to the thing. So I don't know, man. I know it's a supermoto, I know it handles differently, but I think this is honestly a better bike to start out on than a Grom, especially if you plan on moving up from this. Just simply because, you know, you're already used to a heavy bike. You get how the weight's gonna distribute and where it's gonna distribute. So in my opinion, having something this heavy, having something so bulky, it's good for you. So that's number 2. I don't know how many I'm gonna do here. Probably 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, I don't know. So obviously with the Grom, as you all saw, you know, we did it all. You know, we did the stunt ride, the regular old group rides, with some off-roading. We did it all, right? It may not do it all great, but it can do it all. The DRZ, on the other hand, now this thing is a real unit here, all right? And this thing really can do just about all of it. And the great thing about the DRZ is it can do all of it really good. You know, maybe you don't love the streets. Well, guess what? They make street legal DRZs that have dirt tires on them, so you can go buy one of those. You know what's even better? It's been the same bike for like 20 years. And whether you want to ride the streets, the dirt, a little bit of both, you know, this is the bike for you, man. I'm telling you, they make all kinds of different combinations of this motorcycle. You know, they got the supermoto like I got. They got the you know, like the trail style bike. They got it all, man. Whatever you want, they probably got it for you. So that's reason number 3. Most importantly, I guess reason number 4, this thing is about as reliable as they come. You know, the Grom, don't get me wrong, the Grom will run forever. There's no doubt in that. That's been proven time and time again. But it's also been proven time and time again, these things last a lifetime. Just reliability itself, you know, these things are tanks. They're known for it. It's literally been the exact same motorcycle since I think like 2010 or something. That's number 4. We're gonna get back on the road. I don't even know why I came down here, to be honest. I've taken so many pictures down here. We're gonna go do some more riding. So yeah, guys, that kind of does it for all my reasoning. I guess I could throw in you know, aftermarket wise, there's a ton of stuff out there for this thing. So I mean, if you're not very familiar with motorcycles or like how to work on them or anything, this would definitely be a really good bike to start on. I will say that. Parts aren't crazy expensive. I wouldn't say they're the cheapest. Like the Grom was, stuff for the Grom was just dirt cheap. You know, if you're trying to just learn kind of mechanical stuff or learn your bike at all, you know, there's a ton out there. So it's almost like never ending. And honestly, so far from what I've done anyway, personally, working on this thing really is not too bad at all either. So I would say it's a great bike to even like learn how to work on. So all in all, man, you know, this to me is almost a perfect beginner bike slash starter bike, whatever you want to call it. As far as all my reasoning, I think that's about it. Complaint wise, I really don't have a ton. The seat sucks. It's like a 2x4. Yeah, that's honestly like my biggest complaint is the seat. I can't lie, it's so uncomfortable. But other than that, man, I really don't have a lot of complaints about this thing. Suspension is a little bit on the soft side. I don't weigh hardly anything. I don't know if that makes it worse or helps, to be honest. I really don't know. If I had known more and like done more research, I probably would have bought one of these over my Grom. Don't get me wrong, I love the Grom. I loved every bit of that. I honestly never thought I was going to get rid of it. Like, honest to God, I thought I was just going to have it forever. The more and more research I did on these things, you know, the more I really, really wanted one. You can't beat the price of them. They're priced very well. Even a brand new one, they're like, I think they're like $8 grand, walk like out the door, fees and everything. So like, you can't beat the price. You know, you're getting a really solid bike for it. You can find used ones all day for $5-6 grand or so. You know, they're stupid cheap and they run forever. You know, you go find one with 10,000 miles on it, that thing's, it's just getting broken in, man. And you got a supermoto. Everybody wants a supermoto these days, man. I guess that's about it, man. I think I'm just gonna end this here. I think I'm gonna do me some little solo mobbing, some little solo cruising, listen to some tunes and all that fun stuff. I'm uploading this tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed the long weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying your Labor Day. You know, anything you guys want to see, like I always say, let me know down below. I know I always say it, but I'm open to anything. As always, you guys keep it real. I will see you in the next video. Peace.